The use of Flip to increase PVP engagement. Rationale. The student voice has long been present in education establishment to effect change. Researching, planning for and implementing Flip technology in the PVP process demonstrates reflectiveness in practice. A reflexive teaching approach involves the use of experience-based learning techniques which engage the whole person and stimulate reflection on experience, whilst opening up the learner to new experiences. Increasing trainee interaction and emotional connection with the Programme Voice Panel, PVP, were the primary motivators in selecting Flip for this trial. Young and Nichols suggest that learning can benefit from considering how students communicate in their everyday lives. The PVP, previously known as the STLC, or more commonly identified within the educational sector as a student voice, has previously followed this process. PVP representatives or reps are identified within the cohort. Reps request feedback prior to the PVP meeting. Reps meet with the programme leader to feedback, and PL discussed trainee feedback with teaching team, thus formulating an action plan to improve the training experience within the programme. The PVP process needed to evolve and become increasingly connected. In 2004, George Siemens presented connectivism as a learning theory for the digital age. Connectivist learning theory explains how the internet can be used as a means to connect students with one another to share information. Young and Nichols suggest that by utilising the digital strategies in learning, students can increase their sense of identity, thus empowering students to engage self-confidently. Student engagement refers to the time, energy and resources spent on activities. This blended approach to acquiring feedback is both pedagogically based and a mixture of face-to-face and online components. Utilising Flip technology harnessed the advantages offered by each. The continued development of relationships enabled by face-to-face demonstration of Flip in the PVP process, and the self-directed flexible access offered by the technology for feedback. Patia, Morg and Mason recognise that blended learning styles may suit a wider range of learners, but much will depend on the students themselves, the design of the activities and the teacher contribution. For example, learners who are shy face-to-face might be more confident and thus contribute more readily online. To start the process, I put a video out there requesting responses. So here it goes.
Good evening, Year 1, Year 2 BEds. I'm here to request as much feedback as possible for the Programme Voice Panel, Student Voice. You've got your reps, but I want as much feedback as possible from as many individuals. Year 2 will be seeing each other at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and Year 1 will be seeing each other at 3 o'clock tomorrow. First 30 minutes, I want you to create a video with your feedback of those sessions. Then the remaining hour and a half I'll spend with your representatives.
Furthermore, it's really important for me to get the whole PE secondary team involved in the PVP process. So there are some familiar faces also requesting student voice involvement.
Morning all, happy Halloween. I hope you've had a restful reading week.
It's a really good opportunity now for you to think about your first half term that you've had and share those ideas with your peers.
Yeah, so feedback to your representatives of the PVP panel, and then that feedback will be given to Phil in terms of the programme lead. So anything that you think could be improved and anything that you think has been good so far.
Next stage is the student response. So it's finding a real simple way to get their response through video or through text comment. Now, the most accessible way I found for them was to press this button just up the top in the corner here. I'll just show you again. It was there, and that creates a QR code. So if their camera potentially isn't working on their phone, they click a link and they can add that code, and it takes it straight to this feedback page. But the most accessible for nearly all of them was to just hover their camera over the QR code. And if you were to do that now, even yourselves, it would take you directly to this page. There's a video icon, which is down here, and they can click on that, and it gives them a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and they can start their feedback. Many of the individuals felt more comfortable going to another room or a different space, which is absolutely fine, to create their content. So I'm just going to show you a few examples now.
One thing I really liked was the amount of practical that we had that went alongside the theory. And about the induction, it was a very good icebreaker just to get to know everyone. One improvement would be more clarity over CO3. As well as that, probably more information on like essay writing and the platforms that we have to use, for example, like Turnitin.
Hi
Phil. My feedback's mainly positive. I think we've got good access to resources. I think we're supported a lot with assignments, as in like referencing. I think it's really good how we do a theory lesson and then back it up with a practical straight after. But the only maybe negative I could say is that I'm not too sure how to structure an assignment.
The videos are they are 30 seconds only, so it's very short feedback, and the text comment reply, which is here, is a 500 character limit. So they are limited with their response, but they can create as much content as they like. What they can do is anonymize their text response. They don't have to say who it came from, but actually all of them preferred to put their name to their responses.
Students left the 30-minute content creation section of the Programme Voice panel feedback. I remained with two representatives for the students, and we went through and observed all the videos and read all the comments to summarise into two really clear sections: what's going well and even better risks.
The what's going well was identified and was minuted, and so were the aspects that merited discussion, which we wanted to develop. And so this probably took about 30 to 45 minutes to produce, and really to siphon through some of the more generalized comments and to really notice those comments which were repeated at least a couple to several times, which sort of highlighted that it was probably more of a significant issue for that cohort. Flip does have its drawbacks with regards to the limitation of the video length being only 30 seconds. So that wasn't enough for me to provide the feedback. After your feedback videos and comments, the PVP met, viewed all posts and summarised key points. Furthermore, the what's going well and the aspects that merit discussion were shared with the secondary PE team, where we discussed what changes we could make to improve your experience. What's going well?
Success of the induction week and the surfing, where we all shared in the experience, was highlighted on 8 different occasions. The effectiveness of theory sessions, followed by a practical application session, usually within the sports hall Astro, was recognised several times. The high quality of lecturing was recognised 4 times, and trainees liked the Canvas online platform and lecturers' announcements, which were posted on Canvas pre and post lectures.
Aspects that merit discussion.
The amount of content on Canvas and how it is displayed caused some concern amongst trainees. As a team, we plan to only display and publish lecture material and related resources a week in advance to try and reduce the cognitive overload. This is in process and is being created currently, and we will share this. In the interest of
time, I've just sped through the feedback that I was providing towards the end of the video.
The PVP session has been a supportive process, and that you've all had a voice. What I'd really appreciate is if one or two of you would make a comment on this video to share how you feel the PVP process was handled this year.
17 responses, video responses in total, 1,010 views of all the videos, 36 comments for those who chose not to post video, and over 10.9 hours of engagement with Flip since the start of the process, which was 1 week ago. The total teacher time was 15 minutes for me to introduce, instruct on accessing, and a bit of navigation around the interface of Flip, and then a further 30 to 40 minutes to summarise with each year group the videos and comments, to then take back to the teaching team to formalise actions.
We think it's better than what happened last year, because last year we never really knew what was discussed, and then we didn't know what was happening about the things discussed. Whereas this year we can all put our opinions forward, and then Phil replies with what is going to happen with those opinions.
Yeah, I feel like this way we can all feel like we're being heard, whereas last time I understood why we elected 2 people and we went to them to voice our opinions, but I feel like this way is better.
We think that the new PVP meeting and way of getting feedback is really good because it allows everyone to have a voice. Last year we really struggled with people not replying in the group chat, so it was really hard to give feedback on the course, whereas this year we've already seen change.
Yeah, it's quite good. You can hear like the point of view of everyone else as well from the different years, which last year you didn't get. So yeah, it's quite good.
I think another thing is that it builds confidence. Being a teacher, you need to be confident speaking in front of a camera, speaking in front of other people, so I think it's really good.
For the PVP process to continually evolve, there must be a reflection process of the current provision. Within Marshall's summary of blended learning, establishing and communicating guidelines around student behaviour or netiquette is emphasised. The responses, whether video or written comment, require an agreed level of netiquette. Sharing these reflexive practices benefits those who are experiencing similar issues of engagement by offering an insight into how we have introduced new forms of teaching and learning to enhance our environments here at Marjon.